In addition to gathering and displaying records from data tables, we can add filtering constraints to the query design grid to only display the exact records we're interested in seeing. Let's see how this works by exploring the data we've collected for No Obstacles customers. I'm going to start a new query in Design View by going to the Create tab and then pressing Query Design. In the Show Table window, I'm going to choose a couple of tables. I'll choose Customers, and I'm going to double-click on the States table to add that. Go ahead and close the Show Table window. And now we need to populate the grid down below with fields from our tables. Let's go ahead and open up the Customers table a little bit so we can see all of the fields. And I'll just move this over a little. From the Customers table, we're going to choose the first name. I'll double-click on that. Double-click on the last name to choose that. Our phone number, the state that they live in, and then from the Related States table, I'm also going to get the region name. I'll double-click on that to add that to our grid. Now let's go ahead and take a look at where we're at. I'm going to run the datasheet by clicking on the View button here, and we'll see the results. We got each customer, their first and last name, their phone number, the state they're in, and then the region that state belongs to. Let's go ahead and switch back to Design View. Now we can add filtering criteria using this criteria row down in the design grid. For instance, if I'm only interested in the people that live in New York State, I can go to this criteria row and type in NY and press Enter. Access wraps that in quotation marks, which is the exact syntax that it needs. I'll go ahead and run my data sheet again here, and we'll see our query record set is filtered to just the customers that live in the state of New York. Let's go ahead and switch back to Design View. I can change this up by typing in CA for California. This time I'll type the quotes myself. Quotation mark, CA, quotation mark. Go ahead and view those results. And you can see that I have a lot of customers from California. I've got 18 by looking down here at the bottom. Go ahead and go back to Design View. I'm going to delete this criteria here for state, and let's go over to the region column. Let's add in a region for Midwest. I'll press Enter and go ahead and view that record set. We've got a total of 49 customers that live in the Midwest region. Now what happens if we type in a query criteria that doesn't exist in our database? I'll go into Design View, and instead of Midwest, I'm going to type Europe, which is a region that I know does not exist in the database. Let's view that record set. Now you might be surprised that we didn't get any errors, but if you think about what Access is telling us here, this actually makes perfect sense. We asked our database to show us all of the customers that were in the European region. Well, here they all are. We don't actually have any, so Access shows 0 matches. There's nothing wrong with the question at all, and this is the correct answer to the question that we asked. Let's go back into Design View and change region back to West. I'll go ahead and run the record set one more time, and then we'll save these results. I'll click the Save button to save our query, and I'm going to call this Customers-West Region and press OK. Now let's add one more change. I'm going to go back into Design View. I'm going to change this region from West to Midwest, run it just to make sure I get results, and I'll save that again, but I'm going to save it with a new name. For that, I'll go to the File tab, go to Save As, and then Save Object As to create a duplicate. I'll press the Save As button here, and now we'll give it a different name. Instead of Copy of Customers in the West region, we'll call this Customers Midwest Region. Go ahead and say OK, and that takes us back to our standard interface. And now you can see we have 2 queries here, Customers Midwest Region and Customers West Region. I'll go ahead and close the query down, and anytime we want to view our people from the Western region, we just run this. Anytime we want to see our customers from the Midwest region, we'll run this one. The criteria row of a query design view allows you to quickly and easily filter your data. Unlike adding filters directly to your data tables, you can save your query in any number of configurations and have lots of different filters applied to the same data.